Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a chit chat video. I will be talking about insecurities and I'll be talking specifically about 3 reasons why many people are insecure and 3 ways how to overcome them. So get comfortable. If you would like to, you're welcome to get yourself a cup of tea, a cup of hot chocolate or coffee, whatever you like. I'll just be sipping on my water as I'm doing my water challenge for a whole year. Come on, Desmond, you can do it. Yeah, so let's get ready for our little chit chat. So before we start, I thought it was only right to get the true definition of what insecurities or insecurity means. It means to be uncertain, it means to be anxious about yourself, to basically lack confidence. So it's a subject, it's a thing that a lot of people face. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so insecure, I'm the only one in the whole world that is insecure. No, you're not, honey, because I used to have insecurities. And even now, although I've overcome it, there are still moments that thoughts try to come to make me compare myself to others and think, oh my gosh, you're not good enough, you're this, you look like this. I just literally have to say, thoughts, get away from me, because I'm not allowing you to come into my mind. So I understand, and I'm going to be helping you along the way today. And that's why I'm here, to talk, to help you, to give you advice, to move forward, because insecurity is a state of mind. So that's why I'm sharing with you the tips to change your way of thinking, your way of seeing yourself. So let's start with our number 1. The first and the biggest reason why I think people are insecure is because of comparison. Comparison really kills, and I would put comparison at the top of all insecurities, in my opinion, because once you compare yourself to someone or to a lifestyle or to a specific being that you're not, naturally you're putting yourself down. And social media plays a massive part in that. Instagram, Facebook, movies, these models, these actresses, they play a big part, and it's not their fault. It's just the way that the media has portrayed beauty as being like them. So when you see the women with the shapes, with the nice lips, with the nice makeup and with the nice outfits, that's what they define beauty as. But that's not what beauty is. Beauty is past that. So comparison, I've noticed in myself, because I used to compare myself a lot to others, especially because in life there are stages, there's different stages, and there are stages in your life when things are not how you want it to be. You're not where you want to be yet, but you're on your way. Things are not happening the way you want it to be yet. You're going through certain situations that seem to be staying the same. You seem to be struggling, or it's just those situations that are just making you feel so down, or you just feel alone. And then in those situations, you start to then look at, instead of looking at those situations to push you to overcome it, to push you to change your mindset, to change things, some people tend to, and I did that before, tend to sink in that situation, tend to start thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not like this person. I don't have what this person has. Oh, I wish I was like this. Oh, I wish I was like that. I'll never be like this. Sinking myself in it because my eyes were fixed on others. If your eyes are fixed on other people's good achievements, success, their lifestyle, their relationships, their family, I don't know, then that will always stop you from moving forward, always, because that person's life is never going to be the same as yours, my love. We have a different path. Everyone has a different path. That's their journey. Be happy for them. You have your own. And until you start to look at your own and see, do you know what? This is my life. Yeah? How I see my life is how it's going to be. So instead of looking at that person or the whole lifestyle thinking, oh my God, and putting yourself down, look at it as an aspiration. Look at it as, do you know what? I can do it. Why can't you? If you hear most of these people with their stories, why can't you do it as well? So to turn that around, so if you're someone that used to compare themselves and think, oh my gosh, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, and just looking at this person and think, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful, oh, he's so tall, oh, she's got more experience than me, her job is amazing, she's earning this much money, am I only earning this much? Instead of looking at that person, look to yourself. Give yourself that assurance that, do you know what? I can make it and I will make it. Because comparison is in the mind. because it's how you see things, it's how you see people, it's how you see it's how you see life. So start to change the way that you think by looking and saying, okay, you know, I'm really happy for that person, I'm really happy for this person. So instead of comparing myself, I'm going to look and say, what can I do? What can I do to be what I want to be? Or what can I do to take myself out of this situation? Instead of looking at theirs and thinking, oh my gosh, wow, it's amazing, and my life isn't so great, my situation isn't so great. Stop and look at what you can do to change it. Because sometimes I've noticed it's just the not the laziness, but it's the acceptance. You know, we just accept the way that your life is, accept the situation, accept that things are not changing, accept, oh, my life will always be like this. Just doubting yourself, you know, just stay in that mindset. Wake up. It might sound harsh, but this is the first step, is to wake up, literally to wake your mind up and say, do you know what? You can do it. Okay, God made every single one of us with an amazing plan. Yeah, He made that person for their plan. Whatever's happening for them, let it happen with them. God has a plan for you. Okay, and the moment that you start to see, do you know what? My life is going to be different to theirs. I don't know when it's going to change. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm ready for whatever God has prepared for me. So tell yourself, instead of looking at them and putting myself down, I'm going to look at myself and I'm going to give myself confidence. I'm going to tell myself I'm going to make it. I'm going to tell myself, do you know what? I'm in this situation now, but let me start planning. Let me start writing things down. Let me start thinking, what am I good at? What do I like to do? What is it that I aspire to do? What's my future goals? What's my future dreams? Start planning, and I'm telling you, if you start planning, taking action, you will make it. The only reason why you won't make it is if you tell yourself that you can't. But the moment that you tell yourself you can, I'm telling you, no one can stop you. Okay? So that's number one, comparison, and the way that you can overcome comparing yourself and making yourself feel inferior to others is looking at others and being happy for them. Being happy for them and say, do you know what? That's their lifestyle. I'm very happy for them. Now I'm ready for my future. Now I'm ready for what's going to happen for me. And I'm going to start planning, doing the best that I can to make my life the best that I can make it. The second reason why many people are insecure, and I can definitely relate to this, is having low self-esteem. Is looking at yourself or looking at characteristics about yourself and basically not being happy with it. So you look at yourself and you think, like, for example, myself, I'm going to share my own experience with you. I used to hate with a passion my nose and my lips. Now you might think, what are you talking about? You're so silly. Or some may even agree, but that's up to you. I used to hate my lips. I used to hate my nose because I used to think, oh my gosh, my nose is so big and my lips are so big. And I used to be called, what's it called again? Someone called me an ugly duckling one day, and that stayed with me for the longest time. I can't even remember. I think I only overcame that when I was in my late teens. And from that day, I just saw myself differently. And that's when I realized, you see what people say to you, words have power. So if you accept it, that's it. Because once you accept it, that word comes into your mind and it just changes your perception of things. Anyway, so the second one, sorry, I'm just going off track. The second one is low self-esteem. If you're someone that just looks at yourself and just looks at the faults, looks at the imperfections, looks at the things that you want to change, looks at the things you're not good at, that's low self-esteem. And you're feeding that. You're allowing yourself to feel that way, no one else. And the thing is with having low self-esteem is that the way you see yourself, you think others see you like that. So you can be walking down the road with these thoughts in your mind. You already don't feel beautiful. You already don't feel confident. You go into an interview already not even feeling confident, or you go into your workplace already not feeling confident. You're there sitting there or asking the questions that the man is interviewing you for, or on a date, and you're just getting to know someone, and you're already in your mind telling yourself, he's not going to like me, they're not going to employ me because I'm not good enough, I don't know how to talk properly, you know, I don't have the right clothes, I don't look the way I should look. The way that you see yourself, you're believing already that other people are seeing that. So other people could see you as the most beautiful, lovely person to be around. But because you have low self-esteem, you even start thinking that people around you see you the same way you see yourself. How to overcome low self-esteem is, instead of looking at your faults, look at the qualities that you have. Look at the good things that you have, okay? For example, let me talk from my experience. So, like I said, I hated my nose and my lips. Also, I forgot to mention, I thought I was really skinny as well. I had no shape. Um, so instead of looking at the physical things and thinking, oh, you know, for example, my nose, my lips, and I'm skinny, what can I do? What can I do? Firstly, there are some physical things that you can do, and I'm not going to talk about surgery because I don't agree with having surgery personally. But even though you're feeling insecure, even though you're feeling you have low self-esteem, you could be so good at drawing. You could be so good at editing. You could be a beautiful singer. You could be so good working with children. You just have a natural talent. Look at the good things inside of you and work on that. Develop on that. Put your time in that. You know, find hobbies. Do things that you like to do that will boost your confidence. Because the reason why you're having low self-esteem and low confidence is because you're not feeding yourself. You're not feeding the good in you. So, and I always say low self-esteem is your inner being. It's how you feel inside. So if you start to tell yourself, you know what, I am beautiful, and that's what I had to start telling myself, that, okay, these are my features, but I'm uniquely made. Although I have a twin, we do look slightly different. And I started saying, this is how I am. You need to start to accept who you are, because if you don't, you'll be wasting years and years and years of your life wishing you were something that you weren't, instead of looking at the good in you and building on that. You know, look at the good. I said, do you know what, although I didn't like my nose and my lips, I liked my eyes. You know, I liked my character. I like the way I carry myself. You know, I like my smile. I started looking at the good things, and it might sound simple, but honestly it changes a lot. And like I said, that's why I said it's in the mind. When you start to say, you know, I'm beautiful, I am beautiful, I can make it, I am going to do it. You start to feed yourself. You start to feed yourself with confidence. And then you won't have to be one of those people that needs other people's approvals. You won't need people having to say, you know, you're good, well done, you're excellent at this, you will do so well in the future. But because you have that confidence inside of yourself, you will shine. Others will see it. I'm telling you, your whole life will start to change. So instead of looking at your faults and the bad things and the things that you don't like, look at the good. And if you say there's things that you can, because sometimes there are things that you can do about those things that are making you feel insecure. For example, if you say, I need to lose weight, I don't like my size, you can lose weight. You can go to the gym, you can work out. You can change that to make you feel better. Do you know what I mean? Not to change your mindset, but it will naturally make you feel better. So there are some things you can do. For example, like I said, I thought I was really skinny. I didn't like my weight, and the things that I wore, I saw that were making me look even skinnier. So I started researching what things I can wear to make my body look, you know, just to make me look a bit nicer. What things will compliment me, what things won't compliment me. I started working on these simple things. So look at the things you can work on. And if there's things like your features or things in yourself that you feel like you can't physically change, look at the other things. Look at the qualities. Look what you're good at. Look at your talents and invest in that. Believe in yourself and you will go a long way. The last reason why many people are insecure is because of past experiences. Mainly maybe betrayal, bad breakups, and just experiences from the past, abuse. All of these things can have a big impact on your self-esteem, which is a fact. Usually bad experiences can stain you, can literally stay upon your shoulders. It can what's that word, choke you forever, literally forever. And the reason is because you haven't accepted it and you haven't let it go. So if you say, probably you may be someone that can say, you know, I don't believe in myself because every guy that I've been with, you know, I've given myself to them, I've given my all to them, and they're constantly breaking my heart. I'm constantly being cheated on. You know, I'm in abusive relationships, you know, with friends or boyfriends or girlfriends, or the way my parents raised me was horrible and is something that I can never forget. And because of these experiences, you don't allow anyone in. You close up. You become so lonely. You keep everything to yourself. You just become this bitter person. It's very hard, I know, because I've been in situations that have made me feel that way. Honestly, I have. And it's not easy, and I understand you 100%. I understand that feeling of no one understanding. I understand that feeling of not wanting to trust, feeling as though you can't trust anymore because you've trusted so much and you've been broken even more times than you've trusted. So I understand it, but you can come out of this situation only if you are ready to. And the first step to overcome past hurts, past experiences, betrayal, broken heart, past experiences of how you've been raised in your childhood, is first, it might sound strange, but the first way is to accept what had happened. Because a lot of people are in denial, oh, it didn't happen to me, I'm going to move on. A lot of people like to have that mentality, I'm fine, everything's going to be fine, I'm strong, I'm going to move forward. And then their mind starts changing, I don't need a man, I will never get married, I'm never going to talk to my parents again, but I'm fine, I forgive them, but I'll never forget. Accept what had happened. Accept it and realize, yes, it happened, yes, it scarred me, yes, it made me feel, I can't even explain how it made me feel. Maybe you're like that. First, accept it. It's happened. We can't go back. You can't go back. You can't take away that experience. You can't take away that feeling, how it made you feel. I know you can't. But what you can do is move on. You have to face them. Face it. Face what happened. And if you say whatever happened in the past involves someone else, face them. I know it is definitely necessary to have that time, that space to heal, that space to take in what happened, and but it has to come to a time when you are ready to move on. And sometimes in situations, only sometimes, you have to face the person, face the place, face whatever experience it was, to move on. Because sometimes you just continue to running away your whole life, being in denial your whole life, instead of facing it and moving on. And this goes without saying, we need to forgive. Forgive. I know it's hard, especially times when you have all the right reasons to not forgive. You have all the right reasons to have a grudge. You have all the right reasons to feel like, I hate this person. I never want to see this person again. I understand that feeling. I know how that must feel. I know how it feels. But you are hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself when you say, I forgive this person, but I will never forget. And I want this person to feel exactly how I felt. You haven't moved on. And that is a sign of being insecure. Because you haven't let go. And the only way for you to move forward is to let go of your past. Some people, it might take years, months, even longer. But that's the starting point, is to truly forgive. Not just to say I forgive, but to truly forgive. Because when you don't forgive, you start to have a grudge. When you have a grudge, it's eating away your heart, your mind. You are having bitterness inside of you. It's like drinking poison. It's like, every time that person's name is mentioned, there's this anger inside of you. Every time you think about this person, every time you see this person, or, you just have this constant hate. It's like your heart boils constantly. It's like your heart is stone, because you just think, no, I refuse to forgive this person. If you think about it, you're affecting yourself. Because the other person could have moved on a long time, had their happy family, had their good job, happy life, and you're the one that's stuck there, and this is just eating at you every single day. Like, you're constantly thinking again, what this person done, how could they do this, how could they do that? You need to let it go, because the only way that you can move forward into another relationship, to start your family, or whatever, to start a new career, is to forgive, to move on, That's the only way forward. That's what I would advise. So those were the 3 areas that I in my opinion, believe that people can be insecure, why, and how to overcome them. I hope they really, really helped you. But lastly, before I end this video, I myself was very insecure, and honestly, the journey wasn't easy. You know, I used to have insecurities, and even up to now, like I said to you earlier in the video, thoughts sometimes come to me, you know, to compare myself to others, to start looking at something in myself or in my lifestyle not being happy with, or to think about when someone upset me and stuff. It comes to me sometimes, but I tell myself, no, I'm not going to allow these things to put myself down. I'm going to be my number one supporter. I'm going to be my number one believer, to push myself for what I believe I can achieve, or to be the person that I believe that I can be. And honestly, as well, the number one person that helped me throughout this whole journey has been God. My relationship with God has honestly been my foundation, my boost, and my strength. Because when I started thinking, you know what? God made me. I'm his masterpiece. He made everything about me. My nose, my lips, he made everything about me. And God says in his word, he has a plan for us. He has a plan for every single one of us. And when I started understanding that, I said, so who's me, little me, trying to say, you know, I can't be this person, I can't do that, I can't be happy, I can't have joy. Why can't I, when God has that plan for me? When God wants me to have life, he wants me to have joy, he wants me to have peace, a happy family, a good career. God wants every single one of those things for me. And when I realized, you know what, with him, I can do everything. And the most important thing that I realized during my journey of overcoming insecurities is to feel insecure. It has to do with your inner being feeling weak, your inner being not feeling at peace. And it's only God that can help your inner being. It's only God that can strengthen your inner self, that can work in your spiritual, in your mind, in your thoughts. And that's what I did. I prayed. You know, I emptied out myself. You know, I had those prayers when I would cry. I emptied out myself, pouring out myself to him. And honestly, he answered my prayer. I believe he heard every single one of them, because I started literally seeing my mind was starting to change. My heart was starting to change. The way that I saw things started to change. And I believe, honestly, God was working. So I would advise, those tips I gave you, fantastic. But the number one above all those tips is to try God. Try and pray about it. Pray about it. Because when there are those moments when you think no one understands, God understands. He understands everything. And when you open your heart to him and when you give yourself to him, there's no way he can leave you alone. So pray about it. Whatever you're feeling insecure, pray. Give it to God. Ask God to help you. Ask God to change the way that you see yourself, the way that you think about yourself. Ask God to help you overcome the past. He will help you. And whilst you ask God, take action. Like I said earlier, take the necessary steps that you need to do. If there's anything physical you can do to make yourself feel better, do it. I'm not saying plastic surgery. I'm saying physical things, like if you need to lose weight, do it. If you see that you need to maybe just do a new hairstyle, or change of lifestyle. Maybe you see certain friendships not good for you. Change it. See what you can change to make yourself feel better, and be your number one supporter. Tell yourself you can do it, because I believe whatever you think, whatever you say, whatever you determine, whatever you speak will happen. So confess positivity. Tell yourself, I'm going to make it. Wake up every day and say, today is going to be a good day. This is going to be the best week of my life, because once you believe it, it will happen. Okay? So I really hope this video helped you. It's quite deep, it was quite serious, but I really, really hoped it helped you out. Remember to leave your comments, to like and subscribe. And if there's any other videos you'd like to see, let me know. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.